Today, we're going to make stick people.
Some assembly required.
Hello and welcome, or welcome back to our channel. So today we are doing another video where you can follow along with whatever you have at home, because we're not using anything particularly fancy because we're not going anywhere. So what we're making today are little stick guys. So the next time that you leave your house to go on a lovely nature walk and enjoy the weather, just get a Y-shaped stick and then a straight stick. I'll show you in a second. Our sticks right now are in the oven at 350 degrees just to make sure that there are no creatures, because we want them just to be sticks, not sticks and friends.
I guess we just have to wait for all of the creepy stuff to die. And then we can get started.
So, for this project, all you will need are one stick that's Y-shaped, one stick that is straight, sort of for arms. So whatever size you find is probably fine. You need some sort of a string that will help you tie the arms on, and it can also make their clothes. Some kind of eyes, googly eyes are what we're going to use, but you could use just a little circle and draw an eyeball in. That should be fine. Something to cut your string with, and some kind of glue. We're going to use hot glue because we have it. You could probably use regular glue. It'll just take a little bit longer to dry, but that's fine. You have time, right? The first thing that we will do is attach the arms. I don't think it matters if you attach them to the front or to the back. I think you just have to decide what you like better. I'm going to try on the back, and then you can try on the front, and then we'll see. So we'll set it up a little bit. I'm going to give mine a sweater and use some purple yarn. And you're going to use some green embroidery flossy stringy stuff. So we thought it might be a good idea to give it a quick glue to start, just to kind of keep it in one spot. So I'm going to glue it right near where I'm going to attach his arms. Just glue it down and let it dry for a sec. And then where do you want to attach yours?
Right here.
Okay, so you could mark it with a pencil or just point to where you want it. So I'll put a little bit of glue, and then you just drop it into the glue and leave it there. Now, for the next little bit, we are just going to sort of hold it in place with one hand over here, and you just wrap X's. So I'm going to do a bunch of times this way, and then a bunch of times the other way, and then maybe a couple of each, and then I'll let you know what it looks like when we're finished. There, so I don't know if you can see terribly well, but probably you can from the overhead. Basically, I've just wrapped a whole bunch of X's around his arms, and his arms are pretty sturdy now. I mean, if you really yanked on it, you could probably yank it out, but maybe this is not that kind of a thing. So I've got my X's all set. Now we're just gonna wrap down to his waist maybe, and then I don't know how long his sleeves want to be. I'll probably just figure it out as I go. So I'll just wrap down and then back.
And then maybe a couple more X's, and then if I want to give him a turtleneck, I'll go up and then over and then down.
So basically we're just gonna wrap for a while until we're happy with their shirt. Then maybe we could probably glue it in the back. And then if you really wanted to, we can show you a wrap knot to give it a really finished look, to go over wherever you glued it down, in case you don't want to see the glue. If you don't care, that's also fine. That will be done. So I'm going to keep on doing some wrapping. Yours looks fantastic.
Thank you.
I love his shirt color. So basically all you're doing is wrapping, making sure it stays really tight so that when you're finished, it's not floppy. He doesn't want floppy arms. Unless he does. He might. So my guy is currently satisfied with his sweater. So what I'm going to do is put just a little dot of glue right at the bottom here, I thought that would be a good place to be able to hide it later. And then I'll just squash my yarn over and let it dry. And then when it's finished and cool, it's not yet, I'll just give it a little snip. And then later on we can hide it with a wrap knot, maybe a belt or something like that. Be nice and slick. So you won't know that he's not really wearing a sweater that was made just for him.
Although technically, he is.
Now I have a stick here with a little crack in it. So what I'm going to do is put a little glue in there and then wrap to keep it nice and snug.
I could use a different stick, but I'm not going to because this is the one that I found and I want to use it. So, there we go.
So now, since everybody's got a shirt, it's time for pants or a skirt. So this is going to be a skirt. These are going to be some pants. So you sort of just start it the same way. You just put a little bit of glue and then either let it dry or let it cool. And then you just wrap. I'm going to try to end again at sort of the belt level. But we'll see. I have discovered, since I've made a shirt with string and a shirt with yarn, if you are looking for easy and quick, yarn is easier and quicker. So here we go. Making some sort of pants, shorts. Mine are probably going to be shorts because he's got really long legs. I think that we forgot to mention, but you probably noticed, that after we baked these to make sure, remember, that there weren't any icky things inside. How long did we bake them?
I don't remember.
10, 15 minutes? I don't know. Probably, I don't feel like it needs to be all that long. But after we did that, we removed some of the bark from them. So just with like a little Swiss Army knife, took off their bark. You don't have to, but these guys had pretty loose bark. So we wanted to make sure that it didn't go everywhere, but that's up to you. We thought that they'd be better without the bark falling off. So we helped it off just a little bit, which was actually fun.
Yeah.
I thought so. Knife skills, you know, that's important. You know, I've got legs and shirt done, and I've tacked them down a little bit with a little bit of glue in the back. If you don't like that the glue is showing, this is how you can cover it all up. This is a wrap knot, which you'd use a lot in macrame and probably other things, I don't know what.
Not tying things? Stuff?
It's pretty simple. All you have to do is make a loop on one side. Not even a loop, like you just fold it back on one side. Leave your teeny little string sticking out. I'm gonna have it stick out at the top, I guess. So, just line it up with his waistband. I'm using the same color as his pants. I'll just wrap it around a couple times. Several times. If you wanted to use a different color, you could make like a belt for him. So, I'll show you a little. So he's got his loop hanging down, his free string sticking up, and then you just wrap around and around and around and around. And then I'll show you what you do. All right, so I have, I don't know, like a half an inch, a centimeter, somewhere in that zone. I have a hard time estimating. So you then, the part that you just wrapped, you stick it through your loop at the bottom. All right, stick it through the loop and hold it. You pull this string that you left at the top, which will shrink the loop, and pull that extra string up. Ta-da! Now it is covered. And then you just snip the edges. Here. Now it covers up his little gluey bum, and he looks fantastic!
One of my legs was too skinny, so I had to wrap around it again.
Yeah, a lot of the times, at least when I see them, the like Y-shaped sticks, some of them, like some of the sides are fat and some of the sides are skinnier. So if you have a problem like that, just wrap, like this one's a little fatter and a little skinnier. You can just wrap the skinny one again, especially if you're using yarn, and it solves your problem for you. That's perfect. Pretty cute. He looks good. So the next thing that we're going to do is hair, because we decided that they should have hair before they have eyes, because when they have eyes, they're alive. So we have to take care of the hair first, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
You wouldn't want to be alive when you're getting hair.
especially if you're getting it hot glued on, that would hurt,
Yeah.
I think. So here are the 2 ways that I've thought of to do hair. We might think of some others as we go. You could wrap your yarn or your string around like a couple fingers and then tie it in the middle, and you could have loopy hair. You could cut that and have longer, straighter hair. You could then unravel that hair and it could be floofy. I was thinking of wrapping it around a bunch of times, maybe tying it down here like a tassel, and then cutting this part and having spiky crazy hair, because I think he needs spiky crazy hair. You could wrap it around maybe the top of a chair if you wanted longer hair, and then like trim
I
it.
want long hair, so.
You want long hair, so maybe, yeah, wrap it around. So we'll maybe even find you something bigger to wrap it around, because if we're being honest, your hands are not large. So we will work on that and show you what it ends up like. There are like a gajillion different ways. You can even put pom-poms as their hair, or make yarn pom-poms and make it as their hair. Or they could be bald. That's another option. So finally, for the eyeballs, really all we're going to do is just glue on googly eyes, and then that'll be it for them. There! That was actually pretty easy. That didn't take not a lot of specialized skills, not a lot of specialized equipment. So I think that this is a great thing to do when you are home and you just don't know what to do. Maybe you've gone on a few extra nature walks lately. I know that we have, because it's beautiful outside and nature walks are outside the house.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. I quite like your hairstyle. Thank you. Yes.
So I recommend that you get some sticks and make some of these guys. I'm thinking that we need to make an army and put them outside doing various things. I think that this could be the beginning of something super exciting, and you don't need anything special to do it. You probably have everything right now. So, we hope that you enjoyed this video because it was really fun to make. It is so fun that I want to make a whole bunch and put them just everywhere.
So if you see one, you know where they come from.
Mm-hmm. Right here. So, if you did have fun watching this, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, click that subscribe button and the notifications button and all that stuff so that you don't miss anything that is coming up, because we have plenty more ideas. So, keep an eye out for the next videos. They do happen on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 9 o'clock. So, keep your eyes peeled, and we will see you then. Bye!